You know, in the United States, it really does feel like you have to do it on your own. If you want to get out of whatever mess you were born into, you find yourself stuck in, the entire culture, a kind of poverty culture, really seems to thrive in America. It thrives in misery and just keeps people and drives people to want to pull everyone down around them. Yeah, I know this is the whole bucket of crabs mentality, but I don't feel like I've really seen it as intense as it is in the United States. It's part of poor culture, broke culture, just to keep people down as far as they can, so they're just as miserable about their lives as you. You should strive to be something else. You should strive to better your life. And we've said this in many videos before. I always believe in entrepreneurship because I don't think the 9-to-5 job, and I think that most people would agree at this point that the idea of working a traditional 9-to-5 job just isn't going to get you to where you want to be in life. There's no place in the country right now where a normal average 40-hour-per-week job can actually keep up with the average rent that we have in this country right now. You have to find a way. You have to find a way out. You have to find a way out and a way up. And the only way to do that is on your own, because I swear every step you take, somebody will try to pull you back. And it's always somebody that you consider a friend. It's always somebody that you consider a family. It seems like the more broke you are, the more poor you are, the more you want to see other people fail, just because it justifies the failures that you've had in your life. That's why one of the common things I say at the end of a lot of these videos is just damn the haters, because you have to. You have to live your life. Damn the haters. You know, don't let anyone hold you back. Don't let anyone stop you from doing something. If you want to go live abroad, go live abroad, go move abroad. If you're broke and you're poor and your job isn't doing it and you want to start a business and you have to take those baby steps, you have to do it. Even though there's a lot of people in your life that will make you feel weird and tell you that what you're doing is cringy. You know, like I said, you want to start a business, you want to make content. Whatever you have to do to make your life better, you should just do it. I can't tell you the number of people who've reached out to me because they've started a channel just because some of the stuff that I say. And honestly, none of the stuff that I say I feel like is very original. I don't think that I'm a very smart guy, but by God, I just wanted to put my voice out there to start a little travel vlog, and here we are. This YouTube channel is actually kind of successful, you know, and it's a great thing, and it's something that I'm proud of. But because of this channel and because it started to take off, there's a lot of people in my life that have really just stopped talking to me. And it's nothing to do with what I say on this channel, because what I say on the channel is what I'll say in conversations if we discuss these kind of things. You know, my opinions on these things aren't a surprise to anyone that knows me. It's just that in America, people are uncomfortable when somebody that they know, somebody that they care about, moves into a trajectory that makes them feel like they haven't done anything, that they've not been able to accomplish anything. Like I said, break away and damn the haters, because the poverty culture in America is cancerous. It will just eat away at you. There's always this idea, this kind of pride in being poor, right? Like, I'm from the gutter, I'm from the ghetto, I'm from the hood, I'm from the trailer park. But if you've ever lived in the ghetto, if you've ever lived in like a white trash area, listen, it's not really much to be proud of. You know, it's a lot of poor people who through their behavior keep each other down. That's why those areas are always underdeveloped. They're not exactly metropolises. They're not exactly hubs of business or creativity. It's just people languishing and miring in their own negativity, holding themselves back from actually doing the things that they silently dream about. But when they know somebody who actually goes after their goals, goes after their dreams, they're the first person to try to cut them down at the knees. You have to get those people out of your life. And I know a lot of people out there have those people in their lives, because everyone in America is poor right now, and poverty culture is spreading like wildfire. I grew up in it, so I know exactly what it is. But a lot of people out there don't. And a lot of people out there have gone from middle class now to working class, and are just starting to experience, you know, this toxic nature of broke culture, of poverty culture. And it can affect you if you don't know what it is. Like I said, sometimes you find yourself in a position where you just have to stand alone and not look for the same support structures, not look for the same people who used to have your back, because they're just not going to be there. Like I said, a lot of people, they're ashamed of the fact that, you know, they've talked the talk and never walked the walk. But if you're thinking about doing something, you should do it, because you have to. In this country now, the only way in America for you to actually, God, have any kind of life, you have to do something. You have to make your own way, because there's no path now that you can just follow and be successful. You can't just go to college and you're gonna have a 6-figure job now. Very few people have that. Most people come out of college having a $35,000, $40,000 a year job with a couple $100,000 worth of debt. That system doesn't work for us anymore. And the thing is, everyone knows that, but at the same time, there are people out there who are ardent defenders of a system that never benefited them, but swear that that same system will work for you. This is a lazy mindset, and it's a mindset that's all over our country right now. It's infested our culture, and it's one of the reasons why people just seem stuck and trapped where they are, and internalize that negativity when you don't have to. Yes, the economy is trash. Yes, the politics in this country are trash. Yes, things are very expensive. But does that actually stop you from taking a step forward and taking a step up? No, it doesn't. It's yourself and the people around you that'll stop you from doing exactly what you think you can do. Because unless you try to do the things that you think you can do, you'll never know if you can actually do them. Take it from me. I am a relatively successful person for somebody who came from the conditions in which I've come from. I come from a house of addiction. I come from a house of poverty. I've gone through addiction. I've gone through poverty. And I can tell you right now, it's nothing to be proud of. Yes, you can be proud of the strength that it's taken you to get out of it, but never be proud of the conditions in which you were trapped in. Because more often than not, those same conditions have left you with a great deal of trauma that you'll be spending your entire life trying to work through. Have you ever known wealthy people? Have you ever known people who are actually raised in wealth? Contrary to belief, the people who say that, hey, money doesn't buy happiness. Yeah, well, money does buy trauma-free childhoods for a lot of people. And that's one of the best things, because what do most people fight about? What are most divorces about? Money. And if that's not something that you have to worry about, you know who's not catching the brunt of that emotional warfare? The children. So people who grow up in wealthy families, they don't deal with that same kind of cancerous poverty culture that we did, that I did. And that's something that I would love for my kid to have. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to have my kid here in America, why I want to go raise him somewhere else. Because I know that even if I do well here, with inflation, with how crazy everything is in this culture, there's always going to be a miasma of negativity that he's going to be raised in. And the trauma that I went through growing up in the position that I was raised in, I don't want that to rub off on him. Because although, yes, there's pride in the strength it takes to break away from that, it's real rough, right? It's real rough stuff that you don't want your kid having to deal with. And if I can make a fraction of what I'm making right now in another country where the cost of living is significantly lower, even if I have to pay US taxes, it's still going to mean life is much easier and stress-free for my family. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Keep these people out of your life. Anytime you try to take a step, any friend you have where you voice, hey, this is something I want to do, and the first thing that they give you is skepticism, the first thing they give you is a seed of negativity that's going to slow you down or stop you entirely from actually pursuing the path to any kind of progressive movement, cut those people out of your life. Break free from that poverty culture that we are all kind of set in, and let yourself actually fly to the station that you want to be in this life, because you have one life to live and you're not living for other people. Live for yourself and live for your family, and lift yourself up out of the position that you're in. And the only person that can do that is you. Yes, we can talk about bootstraps all day. Yes, the system is incredibly hard to actually lift yourself up out of, but at this point we know that there's never going to be a handout that you're going to be given. So do your damnedest to try and be the best you that you can possibly be, and get yourself to the point where you don't have to worry about being around those same people anymore. None of this is easy. Life isn't easy. Life in America is getting harder and harder. And unfortunately, one of the bad parts of a place of relative wealth, when we're talking about living standards, moving into a place where there is scarcity and Where it is becoming harder to live is that people are being confronted with the fact that life is going to get harder and that they're too negative to actually move forward. So they just accept the conditions that they're in. So there's a compounding factor that really magnifies the bullshit that comes with that same broke ass culture. You got to get away from it. Like I said, in the end, don't think that anything that you're trying to do is wacky or that you should be ashamed of it or embarrassed or feel like, maybe you're extending yourself a little bit too far. No, extend yourself. Take that step. Be cringy. Be goofy. If it's about content creation, you have any questions, I may not know a lot about this, but by God, I'm willing to help anybody who will ask. If you want to start a channel or something, just ask me a question. If I don't see it in the comment section, because these things, there's a lot of comments sometimes, super thanks always works. It doesn't have to be a bunch of money, just 99 cents or something like that. Other than that, you want to start landscaping. You want to start hauling trash away. If you've been working in the same company and have a marketable skill, try to monetize that and start your own business, because as we see in one of the next videos that I have coming out, the competition out there to actually get any kind of decent paying job, the probability of you actually getting the job that you're applying for is so minimal that you have to blaze your own trail. Start your own business, start your own company, and anyone who says otherwise, anyone says that no, you should just stay with what you're doing, bail on them. Bail on them, because emotionally they've bailed on you and you have absolutely no obligation to coddle their feelings and their sense of failure. You don't have to. But anyway, if you're still here at this point, like and subscribe. Really got a fire under me on this one today. And any comments, any suggestions, anything, put them in the comment section. Think about becoming a member, whatever. It is what it is. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Have a good one.